All right, it's time for Ballerina, the first spin-off, the final installment in our first series of John Wick, episode number 5. This movie was apparently originally not a John Wick spin-off movie, which I learned when I was doing research for this. This thing was originally written several years back where the original script was like much different, and it was supposed to be hyper-violent. It was supposed to be like almost like a Kill Bill style, I think, violent movie, and there was going to be a kill tracker in the corner that would tack all her kills and count like a kill counter, and it was supposed to hit like 1,400, and the ending, the climax, according to this original script from like 2012 or a while back, took place at a retirement home where the main female assassin was taking on all these old retired assassins that had nunchucks, and they were like old people fighting her, and that sounds fucking sick. That's not the movie we got. We got Ballerina from, what is it, the world of John Wick. They changed this thing's name all over the place, but they retooled it, they linked it to John Wick, and that's where we are. Stars Academy Award nominated actress Ana de Armas. Tim, what's the first movie you think of when you think Ana de Armas?
Knives Out.
Knives Out. That makes sense.
I go Knives Out, then I go James Bond.
Oh, see, I never think Bond.
Oh, I think of Bond. Come on, her in that dress.
I'm just not a Bond guy.
Have you? Okay.
What? I'm not a Bond guy.
I'm just saying.
Nominated.
If you remember seeing her in there, you'd be like, "I'm a Bond guy now."
Well, see,
you know what I mean?
That's where I was with Blade Runner 2049. I saw this movie in theaters, and I came home, and I was not familiar with Ana de Armas. I got familiar. I came home, and I was like, who was that? Don't make that face, Tim. I came home, and I said, who was that? And I looked it up. And then, of course, she was in another movie with Keanu Reeves, Knock Knock, the Eli Roth movie, where she and another woman come over to tempt him and trick him into cheating on his wife, and then they torture him to make him pay for it. It's a weird movie for Keanu Reeves to have been in, but here we are. This is The Binge. This is the movie podcast where we work our way through an entire film franchise, one movie at a time. We drink and we talk, and that's what we're here to do today with Ballerina. I am Joshua Ryan. With me, as always, my co-host, Timbo Jones. What's up?
What's going on, man? I'm ready to do this dance with you.
Oh, I get it. Ballet joke. Tim, have you seen the movie before?
No, I have not. First time viewer, long time listener. But yes, no, I have not.
Okay.
So it's my first time.
Well, with us today, very special guest, we have Richard Nebbins. Richard, thank you for joining us. Could you tell the people who you are, where they might be able to see your stuff, what you do?
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. Yeah, so I'm Richard Nebbins. I'm the senior writer and assistant editor for thedirect.com.
Very cool.
You can find me at Richard Nebbins on all the socials. I write about any and all things movies, mostly like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, that kind of thing. But there's a lot that I love, including the John Wick movies. So I'm glad I get to be on for something like this. This is going to be a lot of fun, and been looking forward to this one.
Richard, I know you are not traditionally a big drinker. You mentioned this, but for us, for the good people listening, you have decided to indulge. What are you drinking today?
I mean, indulge. You know what? It's got Darth Vader on it. It's just a Coke, but it's got Darth Vader on it. But I think I can make up for it. Like I was telling you guys, I did used to own a bar and restaurant with my wife and her parents. Unfortunately, it was a COVID casualty, but we ran it for a couple of years, had a fun time with it while it lasted. So I am very familiar with the bar and alcohol industry. But
he gets it. This guy gets it.
There he does.
But yeah, so I figured at least my soda's themed.
Listen, that works. Tim, what are you drinking?
I picked up something for us because this whole time I'm drinking like Bud Lights because they were free. So I got something else for free.
Booty water.
Someone left a Four Roses bourbon. So
very
just
nice.
like the movie, it looks sweet. It looks nice, but it's a bourbon. It's a little whiskey. It gets you a little bit. Let's go. You know what I mean?
See, Tim and I are contractually obligated to get drunk today. That's where we're at. It's on the paperwork. We have to do it. I'm keeping it a little simple. I'm keeping it a little simple today. I just got a little Jameson, little Coke, just doing a little whiskey Coke, mixing it up.
Yeah,
So,
last time you went real fancy with the like old-fashioned, smoked old-fashioned. You
I
smoked
almost
it on
set the
camera.
microphone on fire.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I will say,
but
if I do have a drink of choice, it's rum and Coke usually. So
there you go.
There you go.
Can we cheers?
Yeah.
You always
We
forget
are.
to cheers,
All right.
Josh.
Yes, we have to cheers
Salud.
to Ana de Armas and all that she does. So, Tim, we were talking. She's nominated, Oscar nominated for Blonde, 2023. Did you see Blonde?
No, I did not see Blonde after your stellar recommendation that she plays Marilyn Monroe with her still.
When she was cast
accent.
as Marilyn Monroe, I was just like, I've never heard her not use her Mexican accent. I was just like, what is she gonna sound like doing a Marilyn Monroe voice? And then the trailer came out, and it was just she just didn't. She just used her Mexican accent. She didn't change her voice at all. And I was like, what? It really threw me
Baller
off.
move. Baller
Yeah.
move. Just said whatever.
The very
fuck it.
next year, she gets a Razzie nomination for that movie Ghosted. Terrible, well-deserved nomination. The movie is
Oh
awful.
yeah, I forgot about Ghost.
with her and Evans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Evans. It's an absolute garbage Apple movie, but that's okay. We're not here to talk Ghosted. We're here to talk Ballerina. For this movie, we have a new director. They bring in Len Wiseman. Okay, this is the guy who's directed Underworld, Underworld Evolution, Live Free or Die Hard, and the last thing he directed before this was Total Recall remake from 2012. So he's been on a big hiatus. Yeah, but the track record there. Listen, I'm not trying to throw any shade, but it's like hit or miss. Nothing on there seems stellar standout. I think Live Free or Die Hard is actually pretty great. Live Free or Die Hard is great.
You're talking about
But
the
the rest
Underworlds aren't stellar or stand out?
I think that they're.
That's
they're a
another
mixed bag.
franchise we can do. There's a whole franchise based off
We
that.
probably will.
And
Like,
you're-
he doesn't have anything horrible, but he doesn't have anything like
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
upper
saying. It's
echelon
not like
great.
garbage, but there's nothing that I'm like, oh shit, he directed that. That's awesome.
Underworld, I thought was pretty fucking awesome.
Well, Tim, okay. So on this movie, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes drama as this thing was coming out. A lot of rumors. There was rumors that Chad Stahelski had to come in and basically take over, that the movie was falling apart. I remember hearing this. They're like, yeah, Chad Stahelski basically is redirecting the whole movie. So Stahelski spoke on this. He told THR, Hollywood Reporter, he said, we've changed some of the action sequences and made up for some time that Len just didn't have. He didn't have enough time to do some of the bigger shots that it deserved. There was a weather thing in Austria, and so we got to go back in for that. So he downplays how much he was involved. I suspect he redid a decent amount. Because this is John Wick adjacent, so action is super important. Richard, how do you think the action stacks up in this? Because I think the action's pretty solid in this movie.
Yeah, I will say it's not quite John Wick, but it's not far off to me. Like if John Wick's like a 10 on the action, I'd say this is a solid 7, 8-ish. Like
John Wick's bathwater. There's a little taste of him in there, but it's not fully him.
What?
Gross, but okay. But no, like what they did on the action front, I like, and I think Ana de Armas did a really good job with it. I just think there wasn't quite as much of it in terms of quantity as what we got from the Wick movies.
Really? I feel like there's a ton of action in this thing.
I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I think it felt like either there wasn't as much of it, or maybe it just hit harder in John Wick. Not like this was bad by any means in terms of action. I thought they did a really good job of what they did.
I think they definitely added in more Keanu on these reshoots as well, because a
It
lot
felt
of
like they had
Keanu
to.
Reeves, it just seems tacked on his appearance, and because I remember when they first were talking about the movie, it wasn't even known for sure whether Keanu Reeves was in it. They're like, is John Wick even show up? Like that was the
There's
thing.
no guarantee.
And then he does. Then now he's on the poster. Now they're like pushing him as a big part because they're trying to get people to be like, remember John Wick? You like that?
It's funny. I watched it for the first time today, in preparation for this. He had like what, at least 20, 30 minutes of screen time, right?
Yeah, they put him in a big chunk at the end, for sure.
Yeah, he had a big chunk in the last few minutes, in the last bit.
And I feel like the original was probably just that little scene where we see where it overlaps with John Wick 3, where he's going down the stairs. I feel like that was probably originally all they were going to do, because the inclusion of John Wick doesn't make a ton of sense to me, that he just shows up there and was sent, on this. Is like, because we already know what happens through John Wick 3. Then he gets like so injured and taken away by Morpheus, the Hobo King, and leads straight into 4. So it's like, when exactly in between then did he get sent on this mission all the way out here in Prague? I don't know. It doesn't fully line up to me. It feels forced.
I definitely was lost in the timeline because they set up like 3 months later, and then she's a little bit more, getting into grips of her being an assassin and stuff like that. So I don't know where it falls, but I definitely agree with you. I think that they just originally had him she bumps into him while he's walking through
that first
and
scene,
then they just moved on. But
which I'd have been good with just that.
I would have totally been good with just that. And I do think
too.
the action. Yeah, keep going. Please, him.
No, I was saying me too. Yeah.
He just agreed with you, Tim. Keep going.
Yeah, go.
Usually people don't agree with me. It's awesome. So
you threw him off, Richard.
I did. Oh, he did. Yeah,
that's my job.
I think the action was actually kind of perfect for what this movie is, and I do preference that being I just like watching Josh steadily pour a shot, being a side of the storyline off the main storyline. So for what they did, I thought it was a lot of fun. I do agree with Josh where I thought there was a lot of action in this, and I thought they did things unique. She had a lot more tools to play with, and I'm sure we'll get into that when we start really getting into that.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, but
this movie comes out June 6th, 2025. That is after a 1-year delay. This was supposed to come out like summer last year. Opened number 1 at the box office. Coming in number 2, Lilo and Stitch, which was a much bigger movie. I think Lilo and Stitch broke $1 billion, didn't it?
I think it's like the only one or came close to it. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning came in 3rd. Coming in 4th, The Phoenician Scheme, and 5th, Karate Kid Legends. So it's not a bad box office weekend, honestly. It's a decent lineup of different types of movies. This movie, Ballerina, we had a worldwide box office of over 137 million. Only 58 million of that was domestic, and 79 international. That's the lowest since John Wick 1, which had 86 million. For comparison, John Wick 4, the one that had come out just before this, was at 447 million. So there is a big drop-off, and I think it just comes because John Wick 4 ended, John Wick's story. And I don't think people necessarily wanted a spinoff, especially for a character. This is a quote-unquote spinoff. She's not in any of the other movies. Ana de Armas is not in any of them, so it's really it's not even a spinoff. It's just an adjacent movie that takes place in the same world. They teased
her in 3, but that's about it. There was like that one scene in 3 that teased her a little bit.
She's not in it,
right? Yeah, that just teased the female side of the.
Oh yeah. We see that.
Yeah.
The Ruska Roma or whatever they call themselves.
Ruska Roma, yeah.
I was waiting for that to be retconned to her. Because knowing, obviously, watching this, we were doing the rewatch, the binge, the show. I didn't see it yet, this one. So when we're rewatching 3, I was like, oh, she'll probably be like that character. Like, you'll see that scene, and maybe you'll see Wick coming down the stairs talking to Angelica Houston, and she'd be the one on stage. That's what I thought we were going to see.
Wrong.
Especially when she was doing the montage of it. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. It'd be a little messed up for the original actor, but who cares? It'd be kind of cool. And then when that wasn't it, I agree with you too. I think knowing, in hindsight's 2020, but we're like, oh, that could have been a cool little fit if they would have just retconned it. I don't know, and that would have maybe made it make more. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. I don't think a lot of people were looking forward to it because even though I didn't see it, I have a lot of stunt performers where I work. And they were like, oh, they're going to make a thing called Ballerina, but Wick's not in it. So maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll not. So they weren't sure if they were going to go see it.
So this one runs 2 hours and 5 minutes, much shorter than, John Wick 4's nearly 3-hour runtime. This one had a budget of $90 million. Ana de Armas was reportedly paid around $500,000. Not a bad payday. Not bad.
Nope.
Taglines? I normally go over the taglines, Richard. Couldn't find any taglines linked to this movie. I don't think they had any taglines.
Really?
I don't remember any off the top of my head.
Yeah, I looked on IMDb. I looked on different posters. I found nothing.
Yeah.
So this one, as we said, set during the events of John Wick 3. We see the moment where Wick goes to Angelica Houston. He gets his ticket torn, all that good stuff. They try to link this movie to John Wick really quickly by bringing in Winston within the first 10 minutes to be like, look, you know Winston from the Continental. Here he is, looking exactly the same. And we get
a haircut.
Byrne. Yeah, haircut. He's still got the same fake teeth. Those teeth are absolutely fake. Undeniable.
Too perfect.
Gabriel Byrne as the villain, the Chancellor. This dude's got tons of credits to his name, but to me, he is always Satan that got beat up by Arnold Schwarzenegger in End of Days. That's where I always go.
Okay.
No? Nobody here? You don't think of him as Satan that Arnold Schwarzenegger beat up?
I'm not as familiar with him, so I gotta dive into his stuff.
Have you seen End of Days, Richard?
No, I haven't. That's one I gotta check out.
Arnold Schwarzenegger beats up Satan.
It's not a terrible movie.
It's close to a terrible movie.
But it's really close to a terrible movie. It's really close. I might take that back if we rewatch.
Is it like the terrible, like the terrible that you can enjoy later, or is it just not even?
It's kind of like that.
Well,
like,
I'll tell you this much: I enjoy it thinking back to when I was a kid and watched it. If I watched it right now, I have no idea if I would enjoy it.
Yeah, as an adult, I don't know. I think of him from Usual Suspects, right? Wasn't he the main guy in Usual Suspects?
Okay. He's got a ton of credits to his name, but most of them are like he's that guy, in like a small movie here or there, something, but a ton of credits. And I liked it because the first opening when he kills Ballerina's dad takes place 20, 30 years before then we do a jump ahead, right?
Yeah.
And they try to make him look younger by just dyeing his hair like pitch black and nothing else. And it just looks like in that scene in the Office when like Creed Bratton like takes the printer ink and puts it through his hair, or in like the Saw flashbacks when they just have Jigsaw turn his hat backwards and wearing a backwards hat, and that means he's young now, even though he still looks ancient. It was just the cheapest attempt to make him look 30 years younger I've ever seen.
It also seemed like when he first came on that his accent wasn't as thick until later.
Yeah,
because I felt like when he was, I felt like when he was talking to the dad before what happened there. Like later you run into him again, obviously, and he just is like a lot more thick with the whatever. I can't do accents. You should have seen my other ones. They're pretty bad.
What is he supposed to be?
I don't know. Whatever random town in Europe they're in, I'm assuming, right?
Right.
Oh, wait, they're in Prague, aren't they?
Prague, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, because she goes, well, at least close by, because they went to the Prague Continental. So somewhere near Prague. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. If not in Prague, yes.
Honestly, all these people looking to try to do like the de-aging thing, they should look at some of those Marvel movies that have done a really good job with it. Because like say what you want about like whatever Marvel's done, they have done a really good job with like the de-aging stuff, like what they did with Michael Douglas in Ant-Man and what they did with like Kurt Russell in Guardians 2.
And Robert Downey Jr. even,
and Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War, I mean, top-notch stuff.
They kept getting better and better.
Yeah, they really did.
Okay, not to jump from Marvel to Scorsese, but that's the leap I'm making here. But The Irishman, okay? I love The Irishman, but I am held back by the poor de-aging of that movie. It takes me out of it. When you have Robert De Niro, and it takes place over multiple different decades, and they're calling him Kid, and he looks like my grandpa, and I was like, Kid? What?
But he still can't move. That's the problem. Like they try to de-age him,
man.
But he still
tries to curb stomp somebody, and he's like stumbling.
It's like Sam Jackson and Captain Marvel, a little bit.
Right? Yeah.
Like they made Sam Jackson look great. Like he looks like he's 30 years younger, but it's still 60-something-year-old Sam Jackson trying to do the stunts and everything.
So they don't go that route for Ballerina. They go that just paint his hair black. Everybody will buy it.
And he's younger.
Nobody's buying it. He doesn't look it at all.
I bought it.
We talked about the Ruska Roma. This is a criminal organization in Germany. They are one of the 12 organizations that hold seats at the high table, just in case you were forgetting. The thing is, there's so much lore to this movie, I almost need to type in these little notes of, no, that's who these people are, or I'm going to fucking forget. Because there's so many different things going on.
That's the thing about the John Wick movies. Like as great as they are, and I love all the lore and stuff, there is so much that you learn, like lore-wise, in all four movies. It's crazy.
I love it.
Tim loves the lore. He's the lore guy. He's like, oh, they got a new coin. What does that coin do? I don't fucking know, but I just love that it exists.
I love that it exists.
I don't mind the lore stuff.
Yeah, don't even tell me. Just let me figure it out. I'm all about that.
Yeah, he goes there. He's like, we're not going to tear your ticket. You have to. Okay, we tore it. Now we have to give you an upside-down cross tattoo on your back. You're branded. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
And I'm like, well, clearly he's kicked out, Josh. That's what's going on.
Well, yeah, but then they let him back in, didn't they? So that wasn't permanent.
That's okay. Yep.
This movie, I think, loses steam in the middle ground. The middle of this movie loses steam.
What would you call the middle?
I think it starts pretty strong around the time,
like with Norman Reedus,
before she goes to Prague. Right before she goes to Prague, up through meeting John Wick and talking to John Wick. That whole moment where she's like fighting him, hand to hand. Is it cool to see John Wick and Ana de Armas fight?
But she doesn't fight him till the end.
I'm considering that the end of the middle because there's still another 30 or 40 minutes after that.
Hold on.
There was a lot of time. You know.
Wait, did she fight him more than once? Because she meets him in the fucking place, and then she doesn't run into him again until they fight at the very end in Prague, I thought.
When she fights him, and he's like, "I'll give you until midnight." You got like,
Is that the middle of the movie?
There's a good like
maybe not middle, late end.
There's
of
a
the
good
middle.
like 40 minutes left.
30 minutes
I think
after
you're right. It does go on for another 40 minutes.
I remember I noticed that today. I paused it after that scene just because I was curious how much more in the movie. There was more time than I expected there to be. After.
I thought it was the climax.
You're right. Yeah. No, you're right.
You know what? The action
I'm asking questions.
after that.
I asked the hard
got
question.
Pretty fucking good, which we'll get to as we get to the end. But there was more action, really good action at the end. But the middle part, for one, Norman Reedus. I didn't care that Norman Reedus was in there. What are you doing here? And if you're in the John Wick universe, Norman Reedus, why aren't you one of the hobo assassins, like working for Morbius? Because you look like a hobo. Like, what are we doing here? That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, underused, and he definitely needed to have a bigger role in it instead of just being a rando guy that has to have this, call back to her
Daryl
father.
Dixon.
Well, yeah, he's the most badass guy in The Walking Dead. Everyone comes to you who's the only motherfucker that's driving a loud ass motorcycle in a set that's like noise attracts all these Walking Deads? He's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't have a gun.
You've convinced me.
But yeah,
he's
he was
whoever wants to play
either
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, he should be Ghost Rider.
But
I'm with you. He should have been used more, or they should have got somebody else.
It was such a. I'm Norman Reedus. What are you doing here? I gotta protect this kid. I'm dead. And I was just like, what? What was the point of any of that?
But then he wasn't dead. Like, didn't you think? I mean, me watching it for the first time, I thought he was fucking dead. I was like, oh, he died.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, baby girl, I'm in the Continental with blood IVs.
I don't know, man. What? It was just pointless. I didn't like it. It felt forced.
I'm with
a
you
lot
on
of
that.
the movie.
Yeah.
And also, can I shout out to Lance Reddick? Because, I mean,
back.
love that guy. I mean,
yes.
R.I.P. It's so bummed that he passed away recently.
Right.
I mean, this is one of his like iconic roles over the last few years. Even for as minimal as it is over the movies, like he makes it a good role. Like he makes it memorable, even for as little screen time as he has.
So
I would
for
agree with
you, because I was going to ask this, for you, was it beneficial to see Lance Reddick back, or were you just kind of like, did it bring back old memories? Did it seem like maybe John Wick 4 was the perfect ending place for him? His character died and everything like that, or you think it was good seeing him back in the role one more time?
I didn't mind it. I mean, just because it is a prequel, sort of in between cool, I guess if you want to call it that.
No, I think I think you're right. It was.
Yeah.
That was Josh's nickname back in high school, in betwinkle.
No, but I loved seeing him. And like I think one of my favorite things he's done recently is Percy Jackson. I wish he could come back for that. Of course.
I haven't seen any of those.
Okay, yeah. But no, it was fun seeing him. It was a good, like, nice little tie-in to the rest of the universe. I mean, of course, Ian McShane being there, of course, was the biggest one besides him and John Wick.
Yeah,
But no, I thought it was good seeing him just for a little bit. I mean, his role wasn't like too huge in this one, but it was enough to set you up in the world of John Wick, because he's such an important part of it.
Well, especially if you're going to go back
like
to the original Continental and not have him be the concierge, like.
True.
Yeah, that'd be weird if you go back to if you go back there and you don't have him. That'd be a lot weirder.
Yeah.
I had been under the impression that John Wick 4 was like his last role, but it's because these were pretty much being made at the same time, John Wick 4 and Ballerina. Ballerina just got delayed a whole bunch, but they were like overlapping. I think the thing with Ballerina is the story itself is so generic. It's such a basic, they killed my father, now I'm going to track them down basic story. I think the only reason this movie really works is because I think the action is really great, and I think Ana de Armas is friggin' great. Like, those are the two things that I think keep this movie
going. She carries the
Ana de
movie
Armas
for sure.
ass. Tim is a big revenge guy. I saw him make a face when I said it's too generic. It was too generic of a revenge story.
I mean, what more do you need? What do you need, like a Punisher where it takes place in Tampa Bay and he kills his whole extended family for no fucking reason?
Maybe.
Do you really need all that? I don't think so. You need a basic
is-
storyline. I would agree. It is basic, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that as a good thing. If you think of John Wick is very basic, they killed his dog.
One of this movie's many titles, because they kept changing it because they wanted people to know it was John Wick, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina is now like what it's titled.
That's what it's titled. Yeah.
So from the world of John Wick, the world of John Wick is already overflowing with all these different characters and tokens and upside-down cross-burning tattoos and assassins, and there's hobo assassins, and there was a sushi assassin. There's all these different things we could look into. Yet we had to go to just, this guy killed my dad, I'm going to track him down. It just feels too generic for the world that they've already built. There's so much other shit. Do something else. Give me something else.
I disagree. I agree that it's basic, but I think it's serves a point for what they're trying to do in this spin-off.
Oh my god.
For it as a spin-off, I think it's fine. What do you think, Richard?
Yeah, I was going to say the only thing for me, I think it felt like Ana de Armas' character wasn't quite as like embedded in this world as like a John Wick was, just because I think because the main plot of it was revenge, which I don't mind, but it didn't feel like she was as like embedded in this whole world of the Continental and these assassins and everything. Like she was just, it was more just like a means to an end for her to find who killed her father and everything.
I think the interesting point is that we saw more of this group of assassins, and it's weird because in this one they were not just assassins, but they also were hired to protect people. So she was even training to protect people. So it's like, so they're like a little bit different than just like, oh, there's a hit out, I'm gonna go collect that, reward. So
bounty,
so for this, it's like, do they need to go to the Continental all the time? And what I liked about it was the fact that she was still so new, and the fight scenes, she did get beat up a lot, but somehow she was able to always win and turn it on them after she. I
did like that about it. Like she wasn't perfect as a fighter or anything.
Yeah, and it just seems she still seems so new to the world itself. It seemed like she grew up inside of it, but was never really allowed to explore until she was finally ready and had to like kill that chick that sat in front of her when they had to put the gun together. And then they were like, okay, let's go do this. And then she really started to explore. And then 3 months later, which is obviously not a lot of time. In this whole world, she kind of only knew a little bit of it, I would say, and then kind of took off. So took off on her own.
You remember the scene when she pulls the pin out of the grenade on that dude's suit and flips over the table, and he just fully explodes into blood mist?
That was awesome.
That was fucking awesome.
That was crazy.
That scene was awesome.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, are we talking about now? Because I'm about to get into it. If we're gonna get into it.
Go for it.
So, I'm not a big fan of John Wick 4, and I don't give a shit.
Okay.
He gave John Wick 4 a fucking 2. We do a rating at the end.
I did give it a 2.
Oh.
Here's why.
Okay.
Here's why I gave it a 2. Because I feel like there's nothing new.
Let me push up my glasses. It was.
The whole point is to talk about movies, and you're going to make fun of me for talking about my opinion with a movie. Anyway, here's why. It's because I feel like we've seen everything before. They didn't really do anything new. The best fight scenes were only with Donnie Yen for the most part. There's a little caveat with that.
Seen everything before.
Have
you seen John Wick fight 20 assassins? Well, 200 assassins in a roundabout in Paris? Because we saw that for about an hour.
I know, and the movie was way too fucking long.
It wouldn't stop.
It would not stop. How many times do they have to be like, okay, John Wick's bounty is now another couple $1 million? Like, it's every time. I even got pissed at the end of this movie.
Tim.
That's how I got pissed at this movie because I didn't know any of the drama. So knowing that one director took over, I was like, "Oh, of course he did." Because at the very end, all of a sudden now she has a fucking bounty out against her. I was like, "This is such John Wick again." I was so pissed.
It was
about
a 2 hour and 15-minute movie.
I was so mad. It was how long was this movie? 2 hour and 50.
This was 2 hours and 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
John Wick 4 was 2 hours.
4. And 50. Yeah, John Wick 4 was
4 was 2 hours and 50.
Yeah, John Wick 4 was too long. So for this movie, I thought it was actually a lot of fun with the action scenes because I feel like they did something new in a lot of these action scenes. You have that cool grenade fight where she just has that bandolier grenades and is just blowing people up, like not even picking up a gun.
When she like kicks them down the stairs and they like all explode the whole staircase, that was fucking sweet.
Dude, that was cool. Like she just happened to. Oh man, that was awesome. Yeah, and I got to pour one soon too. But then they had like the flamethrower fight scene at the end where she puts on the suit.
That was awesome.
You said I could talk about stuff. I'm just saying you said I could talk about stuff.
Flamethrowers, Tim.
You said fuck flamethrowers? I'm just saying in this movie, talking about the action, I felt like they added more stuff to it and they brought something fresh and something new what they had to do with this spin-off. That's why I'm saying for a spin-off movie, I actually really liked it because I feel like I kept seeing something new. And the fact that she was so like every time when she fought Wick for that one time, Wick just beat her every time. He just didn't want to kill her. So there was really great that she never ever beat him. But I'm just saying, what's the thing? What's the thing, Josh? You tell me the thing.
You're making a lot of good points. You're just making a lot of good points on a lot of different points that I want to talk about.
I'm getting excited.
Which one do we talk about now? Let's talk that John Wick fight because we already talked about it.
Sure.
Right.
I didn't enjoy this.
You didn't like the fight?
No, because it was too minimal, for one. We already know John Wick ain't going to die because he quote-unquote dies at the end of 4, if he's actually dead, quote-unquote.
That's not the point.
Stop. So we know he's fine. There's another, like we said, 45 minutes to this movie. So we know fucking Ana de Armas is fine. And it was just a little bit of beat up. And then he's like, stop. You don't have to do this. And I was just like, okay, if you're going to do a fight like where it's two good people that we both root for, but we know they ain't going to hurt each other, Civil War or something where fucking, not to keep going Marvel, when fucking Captain America and Iron Man fight, at least it is an epic choreographed, like that fight is fucking amazing when those guys are fighting at the end of Civil War. When
what I'm thinking of Deadpool and Wolverine.
This did not feel like a special fucking fight.
You know what I'm thinking?
Like a waste of my time.
I'm thinking about the sweet fight scene at the end of John Wick 4 where they didn't have that because they just had a stupid ass duel. It should have been a fight scene. I was thinking
We're
about
not
that
doing
today.
the John Wick 4 episode, Tim. We've done the John Wick 4 episode.
So
move on.
It's making me more mad. It wasn't a bad fight scene. It was a better fight scene than some of the John Wick 4 fight scenes. But that's the last time I'll say it. That's the last time I'll say it.
And is it out of character for John Wick? Yes, he's a quote-unquote nice assassin who's murdered God knows how many fucking people. But was it out of character for him to be like so nice to Ana de Armas when he was sent to kill her? We've seen him sent to kill other people that he was friends with, and he don't really take it easy on them. He just kept refusing to do anything.
What are you talking about?
I said what I said, Tim.
He was sent to, he literally cut off his finger of his wedding ring to go kill Winston, and then immediately turned on a dime and then protected Winston. And then when Winston shot him, threw him off a fucking building, he saw Winston again and didn't do dick to Winston. So
Let's talk about the flamethrower scene.
Why are you changing the subject? Oh my god.
Whatever. We're moving on, Tim. I win that debate. The flamethrower. You talked about the flamethrowers. The
flamethrowers are cool.
That flamethrower scene was epic, and you know what I liked about it? Well, a lot. But in a lot of movies, if the person picks up a cool weapon, they just let them kill somebody in a cool way once or twice, and then they ditch it. She held on to that flamethrower.
Yeah, that was like a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She fucking waited that shit went empty.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked. I was like, that makes sense, because you're never why would you get rid of a flamethrower? You're not going to ditch it.
I also like that the henchman also picked up one, too. He was like, oh, I'm going to grab one. I'm grabbing one of these.
The water versus flamethrower sequence was spectacular. Like fucking Avatar Last Airbender shit going on here. Like
I did like that,
fire.
too.
Yeah, that was pretty
you can't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water. She's like, okay, you want to use that shit? I'm going to fucking spray you. I'm going to get you wet.
Right. Yeah.
Can we talk about? Can we talk about? Oh, sorry, you go, Richard. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say that was probably the coolest like fight moment of the whole movie. The flamethrower thing to me.
That was my favorite scene when she had the flamethrower, and you know what? They just shot it so cool. They took full advantage of it's gonna look awesome when there's a giant stream of fire coming out of this gun and burning people. That's gonna.
They made sure it looked really good.
Dude, that thing went far too. But can we talk about a cool camera shot? My filmmaker and me loved this moment.
Okay.
I actually really liked when they did do the 3 months later, and they show her with the glass in her shoulder.
Oh yeah,
and then they reveal that she just murdered a guy, but didn't just murder that guy. She killed all these guys, and she's walking through this like carnage. And I was like, oh, what a cool way to set her character up now, being more of a badass. Because we saw her kind of fight, and she kind of got her ass kicked. And this time she killed all these dudes. The guy stuck in the elevator. She leaves the elevator, the whole 9 yards. She gets into the car that ran into the dude who's stuck in the wall, pulls, reverses out, starts leaving. The camera goes up. But what happens? Another car comes slamming into her, and the camera comes back down. It's like, no, motherfucker, we're not out of this action yet. It comes back down. They come back up to us, and then then there's another new fight. I was like, that was really fucking cool. Hold on, before you do your notes. So we're going to move on to another topic.
The action sequence you are describing is great, but the car crash pushing her back was one of the fakest looking moments in the movie.
I don't care, but I thought that was super fucking cool.
CGI heavy.
Yeah. Although I will say the part where she's actually pulling the glass out of her shoulder, that actually looked like just that one little moment. That actually looked really cool. Like it looked almost
looked cool.
Like that looked great for for being definitely. I mean, it had to be obviously CGI.
But like what we're talking about I'm gonna go back to into the flamethrower scene. I think it did a good job building with the action because. Before that, you had she did that hand grenade scene where she's killing all the guys with that, and then when she's in the town, she has the ice skates and she's killing the guys with the ice skates, and then she's killing them with the hammer, and then it's just kind of ramping up. It leads up to it, well,
builds up to it. Yeah,
that's what and then she just happens to go into the armory where she's like, oh, this is fucking awesome, and everyone's like, oh shit, she's in the fucking armory, and then the flamethrower happens, and you're like, this is fucking dope. I really enjoyed that.
Flamethrowers are dope. Yeah, I got a little Easter egg. Here. When she's fighting,
John Wick was in
Ana de Armas is beating up a lady in the hotel room. This was after we see Hobo Assassin, who's not really a hobo assassin. He just looks like a hobo.
Norman Reedus.
And Norman Reedus. She's beating the lady with the TV remote in the head, and the TV behind turns on and changes. We get a Three Stooges. There was something else, I don't remember what it was. But what it ends on and plays through is the Buster Keaton scene from 1928, Steamboat Bill Jr., which is considered one of the most iconic and dangerous stunts of all time, where Buster Keaton has a house collapse down on top of him, and the facade of this house that collapses down right over him was not a fake. This is a 2-ton weighing wall that collapses, and the only safety that they had was they measured out how far he stood to where when the wall fell, he would land directly in the open window. Well, and that was it. If they were off by a tiny bit, he's dead.
And his height.
And and so they do that stunt, and I feel like that was an Easter egg probably by Stahelski himself because he came in to redo the action because he's a stuntman first and foremost, and that is considered one of the greatest and most dangerous stunts of all time, and has been recreated in all sorts of movies.
It was recreated in the R.I.P. Wild Wild West stunt show at Universal Studios Florida. You guys ever do that? Dude, it was so cool.
Did you stand there and let a wall fall over you?
No, they did it. At the very end, there was this thing the guy sit on, and it was a thing of dynamite, the old plunger dynamite, and so it blew up the facade, and then the building fell, and he was sitting in the perfect spot, and
Buster
it went around
Keaton,
him.
Man. 100 years ago, he did that.
There was an episode of Psych that did that where, I don't know if you guys know Psych, where Sean and Gus they're standing in front of the wall and they slowly move into each other and then they go through the window.
Dude, it's so cool.
It's a great stunt.
It's a great stunt.
Yeah, it's a great gag.
So if we're talking weapons, I like that there were a lot of cool weapons. There was a scene. First of all, she makes a gun knife. She duct tapes a knife to the butt of a gun at one point and is stabbing and shooting people. Pop, pop, pop.
That was cool.
She uses ice skates as nunchucks with blades at one time and is killing a dude with ice skates.
Yeah.
You know what I like best about this show? To go off topic a little bit, that we get drunker as we go. That's what I like.
Yeah, because we heard your burping.
Going off your point real quick, not like the Wick movies did a bad job with the weapons and stuff. I thought this one was actually made things a little more versatile. And
innovative.
Yeah, innovative. Brought more variety to the weaponry that they used. Like of course the Wick movies did a great job with it. I love the sword stuff and all, of course all the gun stuff.
I mean, keep going. No, keep cooking. I'm sorry.
No. That was it. I love how unique some of the stuff was in this movie that we hadn't seen before in the other Wicks.
Yeah, because I feel like you got to see a lot of gun fu, and then you talked about him killing a guy with a pencil, and then the second one you saw him kill someone with a pencil, which was dope. Mm-hmm. But that's once again, I agree with you. I think that all the different things she killed someone with, they had to do something new in order to be in the same world, but also add an element of hey, you might not have seen this before.
And a lot of times when you try new stuff like that, it doesn't work out. I thought all the stuff they did that was new and different in this movie, most of it worked really well.
Yeah. Because even when they did the plate scene, I feel like could have been way more comedical.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Comical?
Comedic?
That's the right word.
Comedic. Comical or comedic?
It could have been very slapsticky. They even, like you said, they nodded to Three Stooges and stuff like that and Buster Keaton. So it could have been just them smacking plates over each other. But they were looking for the gun while still trying to attack the other person. And it never felt silly. in my opinion. It still felt not.
It never felt ridiculous.
That was Tim's big hang up on John Wick 3 and 4.
Mad.
He thought they got silly.
That knife scene, people love it on Reddit. I was like, it was so comical. I was getting so mad. And
John Wick 3 and 4, I think, are the best 2 John Wick movies.
Then that's fine. And I think that you need to get your
correct opinion. So yes, I know it's fine.
Don't you gatekeep me? I was accused a long time ago of being a gatekeeper, and I'm not one anymore. I opened the gates. I'm a gate opener.
What did you gatekeep? Was it Star Wars?
It was Solo. Yeah, it was Star Wars. It was Han Solo. I was saying if you believe that Han Solo was a good movie, then I think that you're a moron.
Oh my God.
I was telling my coworkers that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hey, believe me, I have been thrown under the bus so often on Twitter for my opinion on movies that I just don't even really care anymore. Like I'm gonna
shit. You know what? I have another gripe, another notes on this movie.
That Richard's never gonna come back and hang out with us.
Oh God, don't even worry about it.
We get to a point where there's all these revelations, and the Arnold Schwarzenegger Satan dude, the dyed his hair black. I forget. He's the Chancellor or whatever who killed Ana de Armas' dad. What we learned was the reveal, because I don't even fucking know. I took notes. He was Daryl Dixon's dad, right? Is that what he revealed? He put the hit on his own son because Daryl Dixon was trying to take the kid away. So he killed Daryl Dixon. He was Daryl Dixon's daddy.
He said that he was, but it really seemed, the entire time, it seemed like he was the dad of all of them. You know, because obviously...
Because it is described as a cult. Their group is a cult.
Yeah, so it seemed like in the very beginning when he was trying to, like, take away... or when he was killing the one dude, and then the girl got away, who is our Eve, got away.
Right.
It seemed like she was also related to him through, like, the mother or something like that.
Well, we learned then that this other girl who's been working with the Chancellor is like one of his little henchmen is Ana de Armas' sister. They just do this big reveal that felt so convoluted, and on top of, you're my sister, and she's like, I haven't seen you since you were 8 years old. I thought you were dead. And then immediately she just gets, like, killed, the sister. And I was like, what was the point of any of that?
I don't understand. I hate that. I do hate that. Did you think that they were going to do this, like, cool team up and have this, like, fun action moment that they were going to work together, and then eventually she probably was going to die, and maybe, like, the fucking, we can't even think of his name, the bad guy was going to, like, kill her,
Chancellor,
trying to kill the other Chancellor. Yeah.
The Chancellor.
Like, we all, sorry, he was the Chancellor. Chancellor. I can now only think of Star Wars now that we brought it up. He's the Chancellor.
Stop.
The Trade Federation. Anyway, so yeah, like, didn't you think they were going to this cool team up, and she was going to be like the dark side? Well, he's drinking the soda can. Didn't you think that there's going to be this cool team up, and like Ana de Armas was going to be like, yo, they tried killing you. They don't give a fuck about you. Like, team up with me. And then she's going to be like, yeah, they didn't really care about me. This is some bullshit.
Yeah, you're right.
And they were going to do something.
Suck.
Right? That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then she just was like, "You're dead," and she's like, "Oh, my sister, no!"
Oh, my sister.
Even
oh,
that
please,
did not
please
exactly
take my
happen.
sister.
Where is that?
I'm
from?
Marilyn Monroe. Don't let my sister die. Something like that. I don't think that's right. I'm pouring another drink. Leave me alone. All right.
How many sodas are you on, Richard?
Oh, God.
Richard, slow down.
Slow down. This mini fridge fills a 6-pack
I don't know what's
of
going on.
soda.
My
Where
God,
am
Richard thinks we are a debaucherous crew.
Oh, God. Trust
he
me,
is
I've been around plenty of debaucherous crews. Yeah.
All right,
where
so
we at?
after this revelation, nothing fucking happens. We already talked about the showdown, which seems like it's the end of the movie, between John Wick and Ana de Armas, and it's not. There's a good 30, 40 minutes after that. And you know what? I feel like the action picks up after that. That's when we get the fucking fire hose versus the flamethrower. And for some reason, John Wick's like, I'll give you to midnight. And at that time, it's 11:32. So we know, if you know math and if you know how to read a clock, she has 28 minutes. There's some cool stuff that happens in here. There's some really cool visuals with the flamethrower, as we talked about. And then at one point, when Ana de Armas is about to lose, John Wick is just watching from up in the distance. Just watching, and he's looking at his clock, and he's like, it's 11:56. I told her to give her to midnight. She better hurry up.
I would be curious to see how long it actually takes for him to say, like, you have till midnight. Until
I almost went back and timed it. I wish I had.
Yeah. I love when movies actually do that. Like a recent one, K-pop Demon Hunters did that in the opening scene. Like, we'll be there in three, and it was actually like 3 minutes. I think it was like 2 minutes and 55 seconds or something.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, it was like
I didn't know that.
so
That's so
close. Yeah,
I had the same thought. I almost went back and timed it, but it was probably pretty close because he says
there was so much left of the movie.
38 minutes. And it was about 30 minutes left in the movie. He says you got 28 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was probably pretty close. But I'm just like, go.
Can I bring up something we haven't talked about at all that I thought was a lot of fun?
I would like that.
Okay.
I enjoyed that she found the gunsmith in this town, or before she went to the town, right?
Yeah.
No, I did like that scene.
And then in the middle of the scene, they're talking, and she's like, "What do you need? I need this. I need that." And he's showing his weapons. And as they're going, all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And then shit goes crazy. And obviously, that's part of the grenade fight and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then they come back, and he's like, "Well, I wasn't going to tell you anything about them, but fuck these guys." And then just lays it out. I actually liked that it got interrupted, and I enjoyed that very much because I also thought that was something new because we're all like, "Oh, he's gonna cool that like dinner scene." Yeah, it was something like totally different that we haven't seen before. I thought it was kind of cool.
You know
I
what
just
else
wanted
we
to say
haven't
that
talked
was
about?
cool. That's all.
You know what else we haven't talked about that I thought was cool?
What was that?
The training montage scene. This has a good training montage.
It does have a good training montage.
A good training montage, and they have her practicing her dance moves. It's like, I'm training to dance and kick ass, and it would interchange between her like dancing and then kicking ass.
Well,
as far as opening montages go, that was very solid.
And I love that her teacher was like, "Yo, change the fucking rules. You're never gonna be as strong as him. He's always gonna be stronger than you. So like, switch it the fuck up. Figure it the fuck out."
And she heard that, and she thought, "Kick him in the nuts."
We all thought kick him in the nuts. I immediately thought kick him in the nuts. I was like, kick him in the fucking nuts.
It was pretty high up on my thought.
Change the rules.
But it was kind of cool because, like, I don't know if I should say this. I feel like I shouldn't say this.
You should, Tim. We can always cut it later. Say it.
Whatever. I like this movie in the fact that I never felt like she did something being a small person, punching someone, doing something, and flipping someone that was, like, not realistic in my mind, if you know what I'm saying.
It was all believable?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's
so, like, when she's, like, when she's saying, like, they're always going to be bigger than you, it was never like, well, just work out harder. No, it was like, no, they're going to be fucking bigger than you. So figure the fuck out and beat them at their own game or cheat. And she's like, all right, I'm going to fucking cheat a lot. And, like, even when she was doing the rubber bullets, she was shooting guys in the balls and stuff like that. Like, I like that idea. Kick him in the fucking balls. Why not? I've been in a lot of street fights. Fucking kick him in the balls. But I like that idea of...
Wait, are you the ball kicker or the ball kicking receiver?
No, I'm usually the one who just gets jumped by 3 people.
Kicker
but that was a long time ago. We're not going to talk about that. But I like that idea. So, like, during all these fights, she got fucked up a lot, but then figured it out and then beat the shit out of everybody. And did it to guys and girls and all that stuff. And I think it was all, for the most part, pretty believable. Like, there was never one time where I was like, that guy's really big, and she, like, suplexed him. Like, there was never that shit. Like, a dude pick her up. Like, the guy from the first John Wick was in there, the henchman, when she was in that cafe, right? Mm-hmm. Remember him? Josh, do you remember people from the past in this movie? So when she's in the new town, the guy who comes in, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, he's the villain in John Wick that puts the bag in the first John Wick's head, like John Wick 1, puts the bag over him, starts choking him out.
Oh, are you making stuff up?
No.
I don't remember.
Richard knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Richard. You seem like...
I feel like I do. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. See if
you have to go back and look at that. I'm pretty sure it's the same.
It's
the same actor. And when they're fighting, like, he's manhandling her, like, he's throwing her around, he's fucking her up, but she's getting in some good licks, and obviously eventually she like stabs him or kills him in some way.
Like, I'll think about this. If they had, remember when they had Boban from the NBA in I think either 3 or 4, that big 7'4" guy. Yeah. If she tried to take like him down, that would be something else.
Yeah, if she was like moving him and like tackling him, you're like, that's not realistic. But if she's, like hitting his knee and he's falling down, then like uppercutting him, like, okay, I get behind that. That's what I like. Exactly. I just hate when sometimes there's a smaller opponent, whether it's guy or girl, it doesn't fucking matter, and they like completely outmuscle or outdo something. You're just like, that would never fucking happen in a million years.
Like,
but this one, I never felt like it
some of the judo master stuff recently, like in Peacemaker.
Yes, but that's also, you're like.
But I fucking love judo master.
Yeah, judo master is so funny,
and he loves his Cheetos.
And he's a fucking nut job.
But even in this recent, when we're recording this, Peacemaker 2 is still happening for the viewers looking. I liked in this season, Peacemaker is finally like, I'm just gonna pick him up and throw him the fuck around. You know, like that was.
He finally figured it out.
Finally figured the fuck out. He's a nimbly little minx.
He really is.
So we end the series with a little segment called Letterbox Time. But if anybody has any final thoughts, anything that we missed before we take it to the letterbox and we get to score in this bad boy. Anybody have anything they want to add? Tim, speak now, forever hold your peace.
No, I think I kind of kept bringing them up because I would glance at my notes here, but yeah, no, I think I came at it.
I think I'm good too.
Then it is letterbox time. This movie, as of the time of recording, has an average rating of 3.3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. That is based on 362,821 ratings. The most common rating for the movie is 3.5, making up 28% of the ratings. Let's start with Richard. What's your Letterboxd scoring out of 5? What do you give Ballerina? From the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
I hate going with the crowd, but I think about a 3.5 for me. I was debating between like 3.5 and 4 or so because it's not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. I very much enjoy it. Yeah, I think about a 3.5. It's about a 7 out of 10. I liked it a lot. There's some things I think it could have done better, but there was nothing egregiously bad about it either. So I think I'm good. 3.5.
All right, Timbo Jones.
Yeah, what up? Timmy. For me, 3.5. Okay, yeah. I think for what it was, and I like to rate movies for what it is. I thought as a spin-off, it added something new. I think it stayed in the sandbox it's supposed to be, but expanded it as well. I think it played great with the lore. If it's set in between, 3 and 4, obviously you had to have certain characters come back. The Continental is still standing, and they showed that. I liked a lot of it. I thought the action was great. I didn't have a lot of qualms, I think, that Josh had about it. So I'm going with, and I was going to change it, but then I said, fuck it, let's go with my nut. And my nut says 4 out of 5. I really, really liked it.
Your nut says that.
My nut says that. He said, hello, give it a 4. And I really,
Your
I don't know,
nut
I really enjoyed it.
Ana de Armas. Okay.
You might want to check that check. Might want to get that checked.
I already did. That's why there's only one. Anyway.
Have you seen the movie Malignant? You might want to go talk to a doctor.
He talks to me in my dreams. No, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. I had a lot of fun watching it. Yeah. I was able to watch this, as if you watched this before, Richard, I usually watch things at break in my full-time job, but actually I was able to watch this before I went to bed, and I killed an hour of it, and I was stuck in it.
Your full-time job isn't this podcast?
No, it's not. We're not getting paid. Our sponsor is drinking. Anyway,
me.
So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I actually thought it was really good, and for what it was, I thought it was really good for what it was and what it needed to be.
Okay.
A spin-off. It gave us some new characters. It gave us another insight into this world. I did not like the ending because I feel like it was the same thing as John Wick, where now she's on the run. I don't know why she couldn't go back to her people after she just killed.
Because they had to put another bounty.
But why would you have to do that when the people that you fucked up? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But whatever. But it was a fun time. Sorry, Joshua.
There was a coin and a tattoo. I don't.
And a marker. Joshua, what do you think? What do you got there, buddy?
What do you got?
Okay, so this is the only one in our John Wick talk through that I watched twice before the episode. Like, I did a rewatch of it twice. So I didn't see it in theaters. When we decided we were going to do it, I watched it, and then I wanted to take some notes, and I put it on again, and I watched it twice. And my score didn't change from the first time I watched it through the second. I felt like I had more complaints on the second watch in regards to the story and stuff. But my score stayed the same because the action, I think, is really good. I do think Ana de Armas is really good. So combine that with the shitty story and the random, you're my sister, you're my dad, you're the this. I'm at a 3.5. Same as Richard. I think it's a good movie. I do think it's good. Okay. I don't think it's as good as any of the straight John Wick movies. And it really comes down to, I think, a vibe and a style that the John Wick captured that this didn't. Because some of the action in this movie is as good as some of the action in the John Wick movies. but there's just a style and a vibe that those movies hold that this one was missing. And the story in this one just had me rolling my eyes a lot.
Yeah.
But the action in Ana de Armas is so good. I'm at a 3.5. Going 7.
I accept everything you're saying. You're wrong, but I accept everything you're saying.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, in that regard,
feels like we're all pretty close on it. So
yeah,
we have spoken our piece. Tim, raise your whiskey. Richard, raise your Coca-Cola.
Raise your Darth
Cheers to the end of the John Wick franchise, and
that's right.
Coming at you. Clink, clink, clink. Coming at you next week, Gremlins and Gremlins Part 2. We went from a 5-er to a 2-er. We're doing Gremlins. We will catch you on that flippity flop.